Hello, I'm Nick Haberlack. I'm doing a non-traditional exercise, the sled push. There's many different exercises you can do, both pushing and pulling a sled. I'm going to walk you through a couple of exercises. The one that's more of an easier exercise for beginners is just the walking sled push, which can be a functional or mobility type exercise where you can really get long strides, you can be on balance. And the position for that is much like if you've ever done the wall running or seen the wall running for sprinter training. We want to align from his back foot all the way up with his head tilt back a little bit. We have a nice straight line here. He's got a right angle with his leg and his upper and lower leg and his toes up, and then he goes ahead and switches to the other leg, and he's got the same position with the other leg with this in line. Okay, he's got the heel off the ground using the ball of his foot to push off, and he's got his arms in a nice stable position up high so he can maintain that angle. And we're going to turn him here, and he's just going to demonstrate a couple slow moving wall sled pushes. Go ahead, Max. Nice long strides, gets in position every time. It's helping train sprint. You could also use this for general population just to work on mobility, get those long range of motion, and working on strength. You can load the sled with weight, just depending on how strong your client is. You want to turn around and bring it back here, Max. Progression for this would be sprinting with it. So why don't you go ahead and get in position and sprint back to the wall here, Max. He's doing the same form, and he's just going in a sprint. Go ahead, go. Yep. Pushing off, driving off each step. So that's a progression. And then so that would be the main movement, the sprint. The regression is the walking push, and the progression for that is the 2-foot hop push. So he's going to have his arms in the same position, feet together, and he's hopping off the balls of his feet to move the sled. Hop, driving down, he's got that back in a neutral alignment. It's a much tougher exercise. Okay, for the sprint, a lot of questions come up as to how much weight you should load on that to benefit sprinting. There's been a lot of different theories on how light, what percentage of body weight you should use. I found a systematic review on sled pushes, and it said there's going to be sprint benefits with up to 43% of body weight, or a decrease in 30% velocity when pushing. So I'll put more about that in the notes, but you're going to get benefits from just about any weight you put on there if you're doing sprint training. And if you're doing slower movement training, you can really just load up the sled and work on the leg drive, just building, using the big muscles of the leg for strength training. One thing, there's no eccentric portion of this movement. It's all concentric, so you're not going to have the recovery you might get, recovery time with some exercises. And again, this can be done with general populations at a lighter load, and the only person that wouldn't use that is somebody that's not strong enough to push just the load itself. I think it's upwards of 50 pounds to get it going. And the rest of it will be in my notes. Thank you.